Good morning. What's happening with you? YouTube in the building. Your man, the Happy Hatter, aka Gypsy Hustle, aka Mr. Make You Smile, aka my man Chucky Brown. What's happening? I'm here with you this morning. Well, you don't know it's morning, but I'm gonna tell you that anyway. So, a lot to talk about, or not really a lot to talk about. It's a lot in what we're going to talk about today. I'm just going to say my opinion. Again, shout outs to everybody who watches. I'm trying to figure out how to do this thing. So I'm trying to, instead of maybe doing a show every day, I'm trying to let one sit for a couple days, see who watches it, but I'm still going to do it. So it don't matter. So I had not as many views the last show. Um, but that's cool. That's all right. I hadn't really been putting it out there like that yet. So I'm trying to wait till I get good at it. But yeah, like I said, drop a like, drop a dislike, drop a comment. I'll get back to it. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, what I could get better at. All right. Today, the Happy Hatter, New York Yankee hat with the apple on it. It's a New York hat for a reason. All right. You'll see at the end of coming to the end. All right. First thing we're gonna jump on. All right. Women's equal pay. The talks broke down. So now um, looks like they're going to be headed to federal court. All right. So now, my personal opinion, of course, the women should make more money if it's there. I think we find money for wars. We can find money to pay. We all about entertainment over here. You know what I'm saying? Like you look at what goes on over here. The women's game is entertaining. So, like I said, we all about entertainment. Basketball players make a lot of money. Football players make a lot of money. Actors make a lot of money, right? But we don't pay our teachers like that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you think about it. Think about it. So we all about entertainment over here. I think the teachers should make more. We got to find money to pay our teachers more too. Um, but yeah, I think the women have shown that they deserve more money. Another thing about America, we like to win. You know what I'm saying? We don't play to come in second place. You know what I'm saying? Only time that America seems to be happy about finishing second is the Confederate flag thing. So they mad and they happy to finish second to fly their flag. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only time that America is happy to finish second. But we all about winning, and when you win, you should be rewarded for your winning. So I've talked to some people about the soccer thing. And the way it was explained to me is that, they are willing to give the women the same as the men, but they have to, I guess, pick from all the women. Their pot is not as big. It's hard to explain, but their pot is not as big. Like their revenue is not as big as the men. So, the women, it seems like the women have guaranteed contracts. Is how it was explained to me. The women have guaranteed contracts, and the men don't. So, and the women have health care, and the men have to get it through the club or something like that. So it's really a sticky thing, sticky situation. Probably, they probably need to handle it more behind closed doors because I think people's emotions get caught up in it when it comes out in the open. So my personal opinion is, we find money for wars. We find money to fight these wars. You know, um, let's find more money for the women who are, if you are deserving of it, and I think the women are. Let's find more money for them. Let's find more money for the school teachers. Let's find more money for the firemen. We can do that. I got something on my hat. Got these pets in the house, man. But but yeah. So I just think that hopefully the talks. Well, the women said they're not going away, so they're not going to quit. They're not going to give up. So we'll see what happens. They do deserve more. They've been really big on the world stage, and have won. The World Cup. I think 3 out of the last 4, something like that. But yeah, I think that they deserve more. Next, I want to talk about my opinion. This past week, there've been in St. Louis. There've been kids getting shot. The 7th kid got shot in St. Louis. I bring that up to say, and this can be like the Dan Lebatard portion of my show because I'm going down the line here. But I say that to say, St. Louis has professional sports teams, the St. Louis Cardinals, the St. Louis Blues, the Rams left. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they have some minor league franchises there. Most big cities have it. I live in like Cary, Raleigh, Durham area, and we have minor league soccer. So I'm sure St. Louis has some minor league sports there. We have a couple minor league basketball teams too. But anyway, I say that to say, these sports teams, you come into these cities and you make a lot of money off these cities. Um, you, I think it's your responsibility to help out as far as making that particular city better because you represent that city. So if I'm a St. Louis Cardinal and um, I go to Denmark overseas, and there are a lot of Americans are all over the place. So I go to Denmark, and they say, "Well, where you from? Where you play at? Or you play professional baseball or whatever?" Like, yeah. I play for the St. Louis Cardinals, and people hear the bad news before they hear the good news. It seems, so they hear, St. Louis is like the number one city as far as shooting murders or something like that. So somebody asks you, "Oh, wow." You from, yeah, St. Louis, I heard about it. Y'all got a lot of killing going on there. So, I say that to say, you represent that city, you represent the state of Missouri. Try to do some things as pro football organizations should try to, or pro football, not pro football, but pro sports organizations in general should try to do things to help out these cities become better. There are plenty of things that can be done. I'm sure they got the heads, all these heads, these thinking heads. Instead of you raking the money, don't let everything be about money. There are people that would like to see you, would like to touch you, that will never have an opportunity to go to a baseball game, never have an opportunity to go to the hockey game. You can also, bring more fans into hockey. You know what I'm saying? Or baseball. People that you introduce them to the sport in a positive way. They might say, "Hey, you know what? I don't want to play football no more. I don't want to play basketball no more. I'm gonna play baseball or hockey." You know what I'm saying? You never know. You never know. So I think it's worth an attempt. So I say that, to say that pro sports organizations need to get more involved in the communities. And I'm not talking about just sitting at a school reading a book for a photo op. I'm talking about really get in there, grassroots stuff. Because I was a professional athlete, and you have some time to get out in the community, if it's just for an hour or two. You get out and try to help some people out that need help. And it's not a handout. It's help. Some people need help. All right. Next thing, man, my man Boogie Cousins can't get a break, can he? But I'm gonna tell y'all this. My opinion on this: he should have never, ever signed a minimum deal to play for the Warriors. I said that from the beginning. I said, "Yo, Boogie should have held out, or not held out. He should have just sat there. Somebody would have came calling, and he would have gotten more than a minimum deal." I think. I think that he, I'm not going to say he was ring chasing, but it gave the appearance of ring chasing. And now look what it got him. He got there, got hurt, pulled a quad, you know, came back during the finals and, didn't look good. Had no explosion, getting his shot blocked. But I'm saying that to say that he should have never signed that minimum deal. He should have gotten his value. He didn't get his value. Now he will be looked at as a guy that will accept those type of deals. And now he has to accept those minimum deals in order to get the bigger deals. And now he's up in age. So it's harder now. You know what I'm saying? So, prayers go out to Boogie Cousins. It's going to be hard, bro. It's going to be hard. But, keep working, but don't sell yourself short, man. Don't sell yourself. You were a main guy on a team talking about a max deal with Sacramento, right? They trade you to New Orleans, and then you finish out New Orleans. Now you sign this minimum deal with the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you straight up, I have a championship ring. Championships, you'd love to be a part of that, but the goal in sports, because your career is not as long as, say, a businessman can work 30 years for a company. you ain't playing 30 years. You can forget that. You know what I'm saying? I think Kareem, Robert Parrish, them cats played in the 20, Tim Duncan 19, 20 years, Kobe, same thing. You ain't playing 30 years. You can forget that. It's not happening. So I say that to say this. Get that money. I'm never mad at a guy for getting paid because your career is so short. And then when you get done playing, people don't want to hire you. You know, they want you to start from the ground level. You know, you've been playing 10 years in it. Say you play 10 years in the NBA and you decide, all right, I want to try to do this right here. They're gonna make you start out. You ain't starting out on the CEO level because of your experience or nothing like that dealing with people. You're gonna start out at the bottom, bro. At the bottom. And you gotta work your way up. Now you a 30-year-old man, 32-year-old, 33, whatever it is, you retire from professional sports, you come out 33 years old. Now you're gonna be treated like a 20-year-old. And then you're gonna be like, well, wait a minute, man. Y'all got more experience than this dude telling me what to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm never mad at when professional sports athletes, they dip in other things, like James Harden with the teams, the soccer teams in Houston. Do your thing. Andre Iguodala, do your thing. Dip in other things, you know, have other things so that when you're done playing, you can step into something and you won't be treated like no rookie in the working field. All right. So, you know, shout out to Boogie Cousins. Get your stuff back together, man. But, you know, it's going to be hard. You know, it's going to be hard, but don't sell yourself short. But now you have to play for the minimum deals now. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. All right. Funny thing to me, the dude, Nate Diaz, UFC fighter. So I guess he's in training. He got a fight coming up. So he was in the ring giving the appearance that he was smoking a blunt. He was smoking a blunt during training. So I guess this is, I've never really watched him fight. I've seen, Cormer, John Bones Jones. I like John Bones Jones. Been quite a few, Silva. You know, I've watched a few of those, few fights from certain guys. But I guess that's what they like about him. You know what I'm saying? But they said it wasn't really marijuana. He just gave the appearance that it was, I guess, just for the cameras, because I guess the fans love him. But, hopefully he wins his next fight. You know what I'm saying? But they say the dude is a beast. I'm going to watch his next fight to see what he does. So I just thought that was something funny to talk about, just give my opinion about that. But, the dude seems like a clown, like a funny cat. But, hopefully he wins his next fight, not just shows up. All right, here we go. This is the thing everybody been talking about. Jay-Z with the Roc Nation deal with the NFL. All right, how do I feel about that? All right, peep this out. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait before I say anything about Jigga. I call him Jigga because that's what he called himself back in the day, Jigga Man. I'm going to wait, and see how this thing plays out. There's got to be a bigger picture. There's a lot of people killing Jay. Jemele Hill has killed him. Eric Reed was, upset at him. Colin Kaepernick's girlfriend was upset at him. And let me let you know, I'm Team Kaepernick all day. I feel like what he did was a great thing. And all of this, he's brought a lot of awareness to things, and has made uncomfortable conversation that people will appreciate 20 years from now. They'll appreciate what he's done. And that's sad that you can't appreciate it right now. That's sad. But, the deal that he got with the NFL, I don't know, like, all the specifics. I guess more and more stuff will be coming out. But, Roc Nation, he gets to pick the artist for the Super Bowl. And they're going to have a focus on social injustice, which was what Colin Kaepernick wanted to do in the beginning. But, my personal opinion is, I hope in some way that Jay-Z is including Colin Kaepernick in this big picture that we don't see yet. I'm hoping that because he said he had spoke to Kaepernick before the deal, I guess, and Anessa, Colin's girlfriend, or fiance, wife, whatever she is, she was like quick, like, no, he did not. That is a lie. Eric Reed came out and blasted Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I feel Jay on the business end, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we got to take care of business, get this money. Well, I feel you on that, but I do think that Kaepernick deserved, um, not that you had to, you didn't have to do anything. You didn't have to do anything but make your money, Jay. Okay, I agree with that. And you know, you can rap for 30 years. You can't play for 30 years. Like I said, you can rap for 30 years. So I do think that Jigga should have or could have given Cap the respect and called him and maybe said like, yo, how can, you know, I'm about to do this deal, you know, not saying that Cap gonna stop the deal, like, yo, I'm about to do this deal, man. So what is it that I can do to help your cause out or your situation out? Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it just seemed kind of shady. And you know, a lot of things about Jay-Z's past, like his past business dealings, like Dame Dash, him and Dame fell out when Jay-Z took the Def Jam deal, you know, and you know, Jay had like LL and Jay fell out behind that. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of fallout behind that, the Def Jam deal, because you know Rockefeller had a nice little thing going with Memphis Bleak, Freeway, Beanie Siegel, what's the other kids? What were they? The Untouchables or something like. I think they were called the Untouchables or something like that. These two cats, they had a nice little hit. But you know, you had a nice little thing going there. Oh, my cat jumping in the, get out the way. But they had a nice little thing going on there. And when Jay took the Def Jam deal, that all kind of just fizzled away. You know, so Dame had ideas for what he wanted to do with Rock Nation, and Jay had ideas for what he wanted to do. So Jay did his thing and kind of left everybody else, you know, behind, you could say. Um, so yeah, so that the Jay-Z NFL deal, let's wait and see how that plays out. There's a lot of people that are upset with him, saying that, you know, I know Jamel Hill said that he buried Kaepernick's career. Now, I'm not going to go that far and say that. Now, I love Jamel Hill, but I'm going to disagree with her on that part, because I think the owners buried his career. The owners buried it because the owners were not going to do anything with him. You understand what I'm saying? They were not going to do anything with him as far as playing. They're not going to let him play or touch the field again. All right. So I think the owners buried his career. I don't think Jay can bury the movement, because, like I did a show before, you had, you know, two Olympic athletes, Americans. You had a fencer and I think the young lady was on the track team. They both took a knee when they jumped on the podium. So that's a salute to Colin Kaepernick. So, you know, and people will always take the knee. So I don't think Jay-Z can kill that movement by taking this deal with the NFL. But I got to say that there's got to be a bigger picture ahead. There's already rumors that he's going to get some type of stake in the Las Vegas Raiders ownership team. Now, and I've talked to a football buddy of mine that has said that they're going to need that. You know, they're going to need that moving to Vegas. They're going to need that. So there's rumors of it. So we'll see how true it is. But yeah, let's wait and see how that plays out. I'm going to reserve judgment, but this is something that I may talk about in future shows. It may not be just this show and it's it. You know, some things I talk about and that's it on the show. But yo, this particular thing right here, this might be a couple of shows to talk about and see, you know, what's up with this. But anyway, you know, thanks for watching. You know, like I said, shout outs to everybody who watched, my New York City crew, NC State crew, Nevada, Leland, all y'all, North Carolina in the house, New York City in the house. Any of my players that tune in, whoever, Wes Johnson, the high school that I'll be coaching at. So I'll keep y'all updated on that too. But yeah, man, you know, peace out. Yo, like I said, be nice to someone. You know, make somebody smile. You know, I'm signing out. Here you go, Gypsy Hustle, a.k.a. Mr. Make You Smile, all right? A.k.a. The Happy Hatter, a.k.a. Chucky B, all right? I'm out. Peace.